Peace and blessing, God. Peace and blessings. How you feeling?
Feeling to the big God, feeling what's
I say, man, just to let everybody know, you were supposed to be tagging in with us yesterday with Rod. I was trying to introduce you with the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? And get some of your work out there because I'm a big fan of what you're putting out and the work and the presentation of how you putting your work out there, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, please take the time to introduce yourself. Tell us what your mission is, what you got going on.
eyes to myself real fast. I'm a long story short, for a multitude of reasons, trying to get the earth back to women for a multitude of reasons. Because when women was overseeing earth, earth was called heaven. So the earth back to women with magnetics and magnetism. We finna get the earth back to women with that hidden herstory right here, right here, right now.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
that's what type of time we on magnetics and magnetism. We on the magnetic minerals. That's how me and you connected. These magnetic elements, how they are conductors, of course. How women, matriarchal women, conducted their societies with such. How that's all through the Bible. We gonna connect the Bible. We gonna connect matriarchy in the Bible. We gonna connect these magnetic minerals in the Bible. We gonna connect goddess temples in the Bible.
I
God
see.
in the Bible. Queen of Heaven in the Bible. We gonna connect biblical gender wars in the Bible. We gonna connect it all right here.
I say. I know. Hey, look, that's perfect. That's perfect. Exactly what you said. So yeah, man. And what's your page on Instagram again? Women Make Heaven.
Yeah, women make heaven. Women make heaven. Women make heaven. That's the handle for YouTube, but on TikTok it's Revolution.
Okay. And explain that to me. When you say Women Make Heaven, explain that to me a little bit.
So when we
I
say
know it sounds cliche, but to the people that don't know, like I don't want to seem like we just on some sim shit. We really trying to break shit down. It's about the matriarch and really going deep in depth about the true matriarch, the goddess, the different goddesses, like what life was before you know what I'm saying, before the matriarch was taken over.
yeah, that's why my open what it was as far as what I'm saying, matriarchy and having being matriarchy, women make, so that's why the handle is what it is. When you look at documents, when you look at archaeologists, they tell you when you look up tribes and like altar matriarchal tribes like the hieroglyphs, the petroglyphs, the cuneiform text, that's all about women. The unexplained mysteries. It's unexplained mysteries because the woman is the mystery. So with all that in, we gonna show how wild history and free energy society. Those free energy societies was matriarchal societies. How even the societies that man say vanish and disappear without a trace is matriarchal societies. So it's countless. It's a civilization. Man say just this vanish, disappear without a trace.
You
How,
going you
how
going in and out a little bit.
okay. I love
I
better.
want to catch everything you're saying because I know what you're putting down.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, most def. I just wanted to catch you because you were saying it was breaking up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying we tying matriarchy though. So where did I lose you at?
Oh no, I heard it was just chipping up, and before it got too bad, I heard you exactly what you said. Like you already know, I know what you're putting down. When you
Okay.
had me at magnetic stones and free energy,
Yeah.
and people thinking this is it sound crazy or sound like it's something brand new. When did you get
Uh,
onto this whole free energy thing? And what stones are you talking about? When you talking about minerals and magnetism, what stones are you talking about? Like what stones are you into using right now?
okay. So when I'm talking about when I'm talking of course, when we say we gonna tie in the everything, we mean the stones too. So when I talk stones, we talk to stones, we talking to stones right in the Bible, Revelations 21:19. It names the magnetic stone right there in the Bible. So it even say smash the sacred stones from women of they women villages. So it get deep, it get real deep because man was knocking down women villages in the Bible because women was building their villages with these stones. So we gonna tie all that in, but we gonna keep it scientific right now. we know that these stones, you and I know that these stones are conduits and conductors of free energy, or what we call free energy of magnetism. So we gonna get the correct understanding of magnetism versus electromagnetism too, because we got to get electromagnetism out of here. God, you hear me? We can't put electromagnetism. Magnetism is the source. That's the
But break
source.
it down. Break that down. Tell me what you're talking about.
Okay, magnetism.
What's different? What's different?
Oh, it's a big difference. Magnetism represents the female, the woman, the source, the force. Magnetism is the vast infinite darkness. So when we talking magnetism, we talking the vast infinite darkness. We talking a primordial source, a omni force, a omni source. You hear me?
Yeah,
We talk
yeah.
harmonic consciousness, a harmonic musical. This is why they say Earth is a musical, darkness oscillate a musical. Music is introspected as a divine musical, a harmonious musical. They call it cymatics, they call it the Schumann resonance, they call it so many different things. Lorentz force, they call it so many things. But you know, from cymatics, you get these images. Cymatics is harmonic sounds. From cymatics, you get these images, these beautiful images. And this is what the darkness do. So when we talking the force, when we talking the source, that's what we talking. We talking the darkness wanted to have a physical experience and it manifested itself into a woman. That's what we talking. This is
Magnetism.
this is matriarchal. This is what I learned to be matriarchal knowledge. And then and so on and so forth with human parthenogenesis. And we're going to talk about that too. And you know, the parable and the allegorical Virgin Mary in the Bible, and you know how she had immaculate conception. That allegorical right there. That's human parthenogenesis. So back to the science of the magnetic rocks. Revelations 21 name these magnetic minerals, and then you and I know it's countless more.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go, right there. Say this: how you build your new Jerusalem, your heaven on earth. So what is we doing? Can you imagine crystal streets, God? Can you
No, bro.
can you imagine a crystal house, crystal streets? What is we doing? We
Believe
like,
it or not, this was crazy. Everything you just broke down, I've been saying it for years, but like I say, the way you articulate it, the way you present it is everything. You know what I'm saying? People, even their eyes and their ears. But also, they've been talking about this for so long. They actually got crystal streets down here in Tampa, like in Tampa, they have crystal roads. Like,
what?
yeah, like they don't talk about all this type of stuff, but that's the reason we had these conversations, because once they start seeing us having these conversations, now they can't deny it no more. We're putting too much free information out there, and like that's why I say I really got to connect you and Rob one of these days. Just you know what I'm saying, connect minds.
Okay.
But yeah, no, lodestone has always been a big one for us. We've talked about lodestone for a long time. Sun guy, I would say.
Lodestone, limestone. Those is good for heavy duty. Heavy duty. So
And
when we
magnet,
talk,
well,
and who?
no, lodestone, like that's a big one for magnetism. We use
Yeah,
that most of our rituals, yeah, whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Hematite,
Hematite.
uh, and I'm just naming the ones I might over time, because like I said, we all got different pieces of the puzzle. You might know some I'm not familiar with, earth magnets, shungite. These are all things that just this what's the word for it? These are all the ingredients
Okay.
for what we're trying to build. Now, what we're
Okay.
trying to build is Orgon energy, right? Orgon pyramids, like Tesla tried to patent, and other people have done before him, the Imhoteps, etc., etc.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in Orgon energy is when you put you're familiar with organized, right?
Very familiar with it.
Yeah, so we've actually we make these. Oh man, we make these. I was having a conversation. I should have pulled one out. We
Yeah.
actually make these, and on top of them, of course, we put whatever stone we deem is powerful or whatever we're trying to manifest.
Okay.
So
Okay.
manifestation attractions are pretty much the same thing. Magnetism. So
Okay.
then you usually put in it copper at the base of it, copper, shungite, gold, because they're real energy conductors. But we were messing around with one time, and we ended up throwing hematite in there. Hematite, all these different things, hematite, copper, all these different things at the bases. Now we already know the bases are at 90-degree angles, especially if you're doing it in a pyramid
Right.
form. So we're doing this, and we start testing it with the EMF reader. And the crazy part about it was, it wasn't just breaking down EMF, it was producing energy. And this was at the lowest. This was at the lowest form of doing it. Like I'm not saying we knew exactly what the fuck we were doing, but we produced something, and it was like, oh shit, this is kind of amazing. We were driving around in Gulfport, and a lot of people get cancer in Gulfport, Mississippi, right? Because there's a lot of power fields all throughout there, so it's a lot of cancer and tumors out there, right? So we're riding through there, and my EMF reader was still on, and my EMF reader, while I'm riding through my old hood, the EMF reader goes off, beep 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 beep. So it's like, damn, just being out here. That's how you're being detected, not even knowing it. The electromagnetic frequencies that's in the air. So we started making technology, studying. Dr. Double Blair was one of my favorites when he says that we need to turn our technology into jewelry or camouflage it as jewelry. So when you're seeing it, wearing copper, transmit some of that energy off you. Shungite, obsidian, black tourmaline. These are all things that break down those energies, and like you said, they come from that triple blackness because shungite, black tourmaline, like we were talking about before, shungite, all those are dark matter stones, or come from dark matter. You know what I'm saying? What you were going to say something?
Yeah, I said right. I'm on bake. I'm letting you cook.
No, yeah, like that's what I've learned and experienced. That's just experience. That's not even, I guess you would say, science. My experience is I was like shungite. My mom passed from cancer, right? So of course, before she passed, you're looking for everything you can try to beat cancer. But back then we didn't have access to it. We didn't know what shungite was. We didn't have the information for it. So I'm always talking about shungite, different things, because shungite is one of them stones that actually extract things out of your body. Magnetism is extracting bad minerals out of your body. I'm not the scientist when it comes to that, but there's certain things, metals and stuff, the toxins that be in your body that it can draw out. Hematite cleanse the blood. True hematite magnetizes those metals out your body. You see what I'm saying? So
I'm so glad this has been the conversation more and more lately, man. This is just like got me levitate. I was talking to the sister yesterday. We did a live, and it was recorded about 7 hours, man. It was levitation all through the whole 7 hours, man. And the conversation was that of like what me and you talking about, these magnetic elements and, you know, they wonders and whatnot. So when you say you was building with the pyramid, the 90-degree angle, it's just like, wow, like this is a beautiful time to be alive right now, brother. Salutes. Yeah, I want to acknowledge that. That's like big salutes. And, you know, her name is Copper Goddess. So, you know, we had a good conversation about copper. A good conversation about copper. And, you know, we ground our homes in the 21st century with copper and zinc now. We ground our, so if you got a $50 million home, it's grounded with copper and zinc. So
Chief said it yesterday. Like me and Chief did live yesterday. I don't know if you caught it in that, but that's why I wanted to be in, because he was like, "Yo, the first thing they did, you already know we got cardboard houses now. They're not brick no more like it used to be. The second thing they did was they took the copper pipes out and put the plastic pipes in there. And when he broke that shit down, I had to go back and listen to it again and listen to it again and listen to it again. He was like, yo, the warfare is real, because why do so many of our women have fibroid tumors and all these different things? It's coming through the water. It's coming through the chemicals. It's coming through all these different things. So it's like we got to proper, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about free energy homes, that got my attention, because I know that's something we can do. I know in Florida they were trying to push the solar panels for a while, but even with that solar panel thing, they're half-ass give you information. You see what I'm saying? But there's also opportunity for us as well, because with the solar panels, one, that takes up so much silver and other crystals, cobalt, etc., etc. Two, you can really create solar like you can go the mainstream way, and of course they put so much money into making it aesthetically pleasing, but you don't even need them to do it. You can take CDs, batteries, shungite, copper, and hook it up. And literally, it's too much information out there right now. Like with a cell phone, you can look up anything and do anything. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my cousin light his whole living room when the power went out off of hooking his car up to the breaker in the house or something, and he lit up a room. So I know there's ways we can do this stuff. It's just having a scientific mind to really tap into it. And that's why we had a conversation, because you might have a whole nother stone. You might be, and where you from again, guys? Shout out to where you from.
Gary, Indiana. So that's what we going out to the G. That's what we finna tie in these stones, right? So, you know, when we talking building these homes and whatnot, we take copper and zinc up out there, and we throw something in there like amethyst and tungsten, amethyst and agate, amethyst, you know, it's levels to magnetism. You know, you got ferromagnetism, you got paramagnetism, you got diamagnetism. So it's levels. It's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's levels to the magnetic elements. A lot of magnetic elements is low receptors. and you want to build with the ones that are basically have a repulse, you can repulse them. So you want to build with the stronger ones, because the ones that repulse, they create a magnetic shield, a magnetic field around it. It create like how we magnetic, and we create an aura around us. That's our magnetic shield, that's our magnetic bubble. So it's the same when we build magnetic. So it's real prevalent, because when you think about it like that, if you build a car and it creates a shield around it, a force shield around it, that means it can't crash. In which they got the magnetic sensors in the car right now. They're exposing a little bit of that technology, you know what I'm saying? But that go back to magnetism and magnetics. Okay, so now imagine if your home was magnetic. Now it can't burn. Now it can't mildew. Now it can't mold. It's opulent. It's decadent even. It don't need no tedious repairs. It don't
Yo,
need roof. It don't need anything. It's magnetic. It can't. But so imagine all the people that that died in house fires, that died in car crashes. That's preventable. We can
most
change.
definitely.
So that's what we shift, and that's the 5D paradigm shift. That's the conscious shift. That's the collective conscious coming together and building magnetic. This is how we raise the vibration right here. You know what I'm saying? This we build and
Let me
roll.
piggyback on you real quick. You said because you went to the cars and you were talking about how they have the protection against the cars, and now they exposed a little bit of that, but they had to because so many more people are getting tapping into real science, information, spiritual science. Because spiritual science is going to teach you this in the basics, right?
They got the
I'm not sure how far you into it, but today's Tuesday, right? Today is Tuesday. Tuesday is Orgon Day. Orgon is over electronics, iron, things of that nature, right?
yeah.
Really what we're talking about right now, he's over iron and technology and stuff of that nature. So magnetism, right? This is something I do on a regular basis. And it's just a free gem right here. Put Tiger Eye in your car. Put Tiger Eye in your car and spit rum on your tires. You see what I'm saying? And the magnetism of that will really activate. It'll give you a force field. It literally gives you an energy field that you can take an EMF reader. The same EMF reader they're talking about is the same thing that when they go and talk about ghost hunters and everything else. That's the same thing that they're doing, the reading for so-called energy frequencies.
Conversation. I know. I was just telling these
So
little.
there's what we call, you can call it juju, you can call it energy, certain stones, especially if you're a traveler. If you're not traveling, you're traveling and you overstand with the road because the road is currency. Currency is energy, right? You can put certain stones in your car and it'll protect your vehicle. Now, also going back to the homes, bro, it's so much. I'm gonna just throw this out there. Hemp bricks. You know what hemp is?
Yeah, I know what hemp is.
Yeah. So if we were to get in the hemp bricks,
I eat hemp. We supposed to diamonds to eat the gold. We supposed
you see what I'm saying? Hemp is one of the things that is like when you're talking about people get preventable situations, right? House fires. Why are we having house fires? We can go hemp. And when you're talking about free energy, right? One, go back to the copper insides, which copper is still cheap. It's going up, but it's still cheap. Copper pipes and exoskeleton. Hemp bricks, because hemp bricks are they're flammable. They can't catch fire. You see what I'm saying? Also pineapples. Did you realize pineapple shell can't catch fire?
the pineapples don't catch on fire.
So natural things that we can do, mixing it with other things like I've been around a lot of brick masons of things that we can do, just like putting the indigenous futurism to it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that'd be so cold. That's so next level futuristic too, man. And we need to do that right there too.
look, you were talking about
the red
the
clay.
roots, the red clay. Of course, red clay is one of those different things. Magnetism. It's so much history to red clay. Even if you're going to, you remember in Hawaii when they sent the energy beam or whatever happened to Hawaii, right? They don't talk about it too much, and that's why it's kind of hard to talk about anything, because there'll be a lot of crisis actors out there too. There's a lot of shit going on in the world where there's a lot of crisis actors. There's a lot of shit that they claim is going on that's not going on. Like I live in Florida. Homeboy, just off the top for a second. Shout out to Jacksonville, right? My little homie just got beat the brakes off of in Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
For expired license. Now the same people that's saying they're being persecuted right now, the so-called Latinos, whatever we want to call these other people, right? You don't see police shooting them down. You don't see police beating on them and none of that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's weird that just all this is going on. I hate to, go there, but I said all that to say, that just threw me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All this is going on.
Yeah.
But in magnetism, there's certain things you can protect yourself. Like hematite, shungite, black obsidian. Initially we were talking about the houses though, right? I got just thinking about this shit kind of threw my head up for a second, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, damn, it's so much going on in this world, and I would just want to build, like you say, that's what attracted me to your page. You want to build your own society, right? You want to go buy you some land and duck off and be able to do these things so you can get away from this kind of thing. And for whatever reason, peace. For whatever reason, I don't know, the law of attraction. I don't know, man. Break it down. What you think about that, man?
I'm just leaving these gems behind. You know, I got plans for myself, you know, that, you know, we can build and get into, you know, shit, all about my page as well, how I'm showing the goddess temple of Hathor. So I'm basically just giving these gems of how we supposed to build if we want to, you know, live without no oppression and conformity and, you know, share hard times and whatnot. So, you know, that's why we talking about the amethyst and whatnot, you know. So, you know, so we got to leave these gems behind, you know, no matter what, you know. So back onto what we was talking about. We was talking about the copper, the amethyst. We was talking about the magnetic elements and whatnot. That's what we was talking about. So I was talking with the sister yesterday about this too, and we was I was showing her, you know, we was building back and forth. It's just a beautiful thing because when you can see videos of the amethyst actually oscillating free energy, causing levitation. So it's a marvel to see, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what lets you know what magnetic anomalies to build with, the ones that can oscillate a force. You feel me? So you take some neo diamonds, and some amethysts, and shit, you got a free power generator, bro. You got levitation. You got
Where you get Neo diamonds from?
You got levitation. I mean,
Where you
shit.
get where you get your Neo diamonds from?
It's a form of iron. It's a form of iron. You know, we got ore, ORE from the earth. It's a form of iron and ore from the earth, from the core of the earth. Just like crystals is. The earth core is a big ass crystal.
No, I was asking because I was just seeing if you got yours, because I know my wife, she gets hers off. She gets these little diamond things when we put them in pyramids. Just like you go to we go to shout out to Harbor Freights. We would go on Harbor Freights and get the earth magnets and put them in there too. You see what I'm saying? So I was just trying to see where you source your earth magnets from.
They ain't got no damn Neo diamonds and shit where I'm at. They ain't got like, man, you gotta go Arizona. You gotta go south. Where I'm at. Nah, we got some sea shit. You know, black sand is magnetic as hell too, man. We got to get into petrified wood and whatnot too. You know, seashells is magnetic. What else?
Petrified wood. Look, you talking about if you're in Indiana? That's why I said plug in Indiana.
We got to talk about molten glass too, bro. We definitely got to talk about molten glass because that's magnetic as hell, bro. Molten glass, the Bible, bro. You hear me? The Bible as the firmament. You hear me?
I've been trying to get, because I was trying to get Rod on this the other day. And it was talking about living desert glass and moldavite. These are molten glasses, right? They have all these different energies, but it's hard to find somebody to really be on that conversation type shit. Yeah, so it's like, bro. Yeah, man. Those are super powerful too. It's talking about magnetism because that one is a law of attraction. That's why it's called living desert gold. And it has that law of attraction and magnetism to it.
Yeah.
So
we talking about magnifying glass now, and then we get to talking about magnifying glass. We talking about magnification. We talking levitation. So you know the conversation get deep when you get to talk about molten glass because it's all through the Bible as the firmament. That's what the ceiling of the firmament, the ceiling of the dome is made of, molten glass. It's called, some Bibles even call it mama's glass. So
no, and it's weird you said that because living desert glass, and you can look it up. Living desert gold is only found in Egypt, right? And me and Rob were talking about it one time. He was like, a laser beam came down. It was the Pyramid Wars. That's what he was talking about. I think even I kind of fuck with Billy Carson. He goes a lot into it. And Rob was telling me pyramid wars. They shot a laser down or something like that, some kind of nuclear, and it causes this glass. Now Set has this on his chest plate carved into a scare beetle, but it produces energy. But the first thing they tell you about it is it's the feminine. Where motivated is rapid and extreme, living desert glass is feminine. So that's why I was trying to figure out, how did you make the connection with? I mean, I know it might be a no-brainer for you, but how did you make a connection with magnetism and feminism?
How did I make the shit? Matriarchal knowledge, matriarchal symbolism, matriarchal archaeologists like Maria Gambudis. Oh man, salute to Maria Gambudis. I know you know who that is. Her
Break
work,
down, brother. Tell me something.
her work should be highlighted all through women history. She exposed and she showed the prehistoric matriarchs that predated the Bible as well. It's a lot of archaeologists that did, a lot of women that did, but her way, oh man, I ain't gonna say the 20s, but her work go way back about the 40s to at least the 90s of showing matriarchal societies and whatnot, and the figurines and the statuettes. And so the how I put the two and two together for me was symbolism. The figurines that was showed was the same African figurines and Nubian figurines, and they all had this magnet symbol above their head. They all had this magnet symbol, this U shape above their head. So I'm like, damn, I knew that sound wave made that when it oscillated. So I'm like, oh, that's sound wave. And sound wave is harmonic. Oh, okay, they trying to say something. They trying to say, and then they the only one, the women the only ones that have this magnet over their head. The men don't have a magnet. But shit, a lot of times the civilizations that have been exposed, they didn't.
You chopping up a little bit. Get it back to me again.
Which part?
You just chopped up just for the last maybe 5 seconds. What were you just saying?
I was saying you only seen the magnetism symbolism attached to the woman. You never see the magnetism symbolism attached to the man, only the woman. So
yeah,
all that was just a telltale sign.
For me, you keep on saying when you're talking about the harmonizing, people don't understand when we're talking about magnetism, and then you're talking about harmonizing. People don't understand how important frequency is to this. Like frequency is part of that. What we say, that recipe that we're throwing in there. You got to throw some little minerals in there, a little fire in there, a little water in there, you know what I'm saying? All these different things.
This would make
and harmony.
Can make it simplistic to people. This right here. Tell me if this sounds simplistic. This what can make what they call the Schumann resonance it's a sound resonance, right? And these magnetic elements that we talking about, these magnetic anomalies, they can pick up sound. That's what magnetism sound. Sound is the strongest force. Sound is the strongest force. So elements that you attracted to, the hematite and all that we talking to, they could pick up sound. They sound resonators. That's what we mean by magnetism. That's what magnetism. So talking sound, we talking the strongest force, talking the strongest entity.
I'll say.
So
No, I got like everything you're saying on point. Even when it comes, like I say, to the science.
yeah, man. Yeah, all the way down to the science. So
yeah, so for me personally, like I said, when I first get into certain things, my first experience with magnetism, and I'm gonna break it down for my basics. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going back to lodestone and hematite. So as a zodiac sign, everybody has their little stone that help you balance your frequency, because we were talking about it yesterday, how your zodiac is kind of like a map to your DNA, and your DNA, everything runs on that frequency and vibration that we've been talking about, right? I saw you were talking about what was that calendar, that four sister calendar you were talking about this rising?
the four sister calendar.
You had a calendar up. It's almost like this one, but it was you were breaking it down.
Yeah, you gotta watch because we gotta these maps is called calendars.
Yeah, that's why when you break down these, I said calendar, I should have said map. You're right.
These maps is called and they call many other things called zodiac. They call wheels. Oh, I got a cold wheel video coming. They call labyrinths. They call mazes. They left natural glyphs, uniform text. They call so many different things, man, that we got to get into, bruh. Ah, man, these maps left by all these different societies, women in all these different societies, period. All throughout the first, second, third, fifth century, people left these maps of Antarctica 360 ice wall. That's our 6 continents in a circle.
Now, fair use is down there. He's saying some fire. Fair use said the Lemurians had a collective. I can't really see perceptions. I can't see past this thing on here. Oh, perceptions too. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I know the Lemurians are supposed to be a crystal technology civilization. Would you say now with your information? I'm not saying there's right answer, wrong answer. In the Lemurian civilization, was that a matriarch civilization?
So when we get to talking about um a lot of things like the Lemurian, who else? We got to remember this Greek culture erased the Nubian, Kushite, Stoic culture. So, well, anything pertaining to Greek is a cover up story. It's an alter story. It's not a it's not an actual factual, symbolic story.
I'm
It's
with you. Yeah.
a replacement story. However, it's a replacement story of something that was true, something that is true. So it is truth in that. But no, anything that go back to the Greeks or the Latins, we gotta know that's mass deception.
Yo, it's funny you say that. I be having such a hard time when I be trying to do my little research and I be trying to listen in or whatever, and you can see how they insert themselves or insert little things in there. But even with that being said, behind every lie lies some truth.
Right,
And when I listen, like you just said that, like I listen to it, and then because they do be having little gems. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of crystal technology they can't turn on anyway. A lot of stargates they can't turn on anyway. A lot of stuff is melanin activated.
right,
Melanin is crystal. You see what I'm saying? So a
right,
lot of this stuff is melanin activated, and they can't turn it on, and they don't know how to do it. It's really the conscious people they know how to do it. And what group of people on this planet are so-called conscious?
right. So
I mean, if we really think about it, on all these different places,
right,
we're not saying the Africans are conscious. We're not. I mean, think about it. The Africans, are they conscious? Or are they very religious or tribalism? When you're
right,
looking at Asia, are they conscious?
right,
Well, when we're looking at South America, are they conscious? When you're
right,
looking at conscious, like conscious and understanding self and knowledge of self, because we had to find out who we were. We had to go out and research because nobody taught us who we were. Like a lot of these other people were taught who they were.
right,
So
right,
no, man, and learning that is just like you said, the war against the matriarch, and it's like all these beautiful civilizations that been torn down or whatever. I take what I can get from whichever one, even if it's from Atlantis, Lemuria. I'm knowing these places might just, like you said, be metaphors for something bigger, way bigger and better. Like they talk about Mu, but I take it and take it for whatever it is because there's certain things when they talk about it, it's going to activate your mind. Would
yeah.
they?
That's so like talking about Arians, we gotta talk about the Palladians as well. So about stories like this, we talking about a cosmology, or intertwining of the cosmology, patriarchy. We talking about Nut and Gad. That's the same story in Nut. We talking about a force of the cosmologies being mixed. See what I'm saying? We talking about a force between men and women of the cosmologies, of the symbolism being mixed. So when we look at the story of even like Pleiades, we know this is well, we don't know, but if we don't know, we should. They call it Greek mythology. Okay, so that's telling us a story. It's telling us it's got the seven sisters in the sky. It's got the seven sisters in the sky. So that's what the goddess temple of Hathor is showing. She's showing the sky. So that's real.
No. You keep going, but dog, I was just somebody was asking what's some book recommendations. So while you were going, I was just showing a book.
Yeah,
Just on this information that we talk about. I always like, you know what I'm saying? I'm AKA Bookman, so I
giving you that
always like to give.
for you the replacement. You see how seven sisters in the sky?
Mhm.
Pleiades is the seven sisters in the sky. Okay, so We talking the goddess temple of Hathor. Hathor is showing habitants in the sky. You see that story? And Hathor actually has a magnetic goddess temple. See what I'm saying? The Pleiades, the seven sisters of Pleiades, or whoever else that we could talk about that's Greek, they ain't got no magnetic goddess temple.
Yeah.
Difference. You see what I'm saying? Like the Nubians, the warrior queens, and as she put, we got a whole valley of the queens with magnetic goddess. Valley,
It was Queen Hatshepsut. I will never say her name. I think people don't speak on it because they don't want to say her name wrong. Say it again.
but Queen Hatshepsut got Queen of Minerals.
Yeah, she was into magnetism. She's the one that built the obelisk, wasn't it?
Yes, bro. Oh my God, bro. She got a levitation.
Her, yeah. They don't even understand her mind and her architect. And I think what kind of messed her up was they killed her architect type shit. They assassinated him.
So we could see what goddesses is real. Basically, is my point. First, you got Greek goddess, then you got the Nubian goddesses. The Nubian goddesses got magnetic goddess temples that we know about. The Greek don't. So when we get talking about Nike, get talking about we get talking about especially Cleopatra, Aphrodite. We get talking about goddesses. They ain't got no magnetic goddess temples.
Bro, I be fucking the head up all the time because when people be talking about Greek gods and everything else, I go to Nimnon. You see what I'm saying? I go to the original Greek gods, and then what we're gonna argue about. I go to like, if you look at before I even got into anything, I used to study like Greek mythology and stuff like that. Like they have a character almost like an Orgon. It's Hercules, but he's not Hercules, but he's black. He had locks and everything else. That's where they get their whole Samson, Hercules. It's all the same character. Yeah. So it's like even Europe is a black woman. You know what I'm saying? So most definitely a big up to the matriarch. So back to like 3D, how is this benefiting us now? What is this going to do for us now and present and in the future type shit? How can we use this to benefit us?
Use what? Magnetism and magnetism on the earth?
Both.
Oh shit, we gonna use it how we use it. What we need to do is get some gynarchy with law going on. I've been talking with women that's emotionally trying to do things of sorts, so that's a start, that's a push. I'll be always heavily encouraging people to go to their local city halls, talk to the council board members about building magnetic, you know what I'm saying? So if anything, this coronavirus exposed was that it's a lot of women in a lot of prominent positions. So when you look around, like lieutenant governors, I don't care what it is, especially in the city hall, a lot. So that's a start for a matriarchy right there. These women that got this experience already with law making, y'all need to come on. Y'all need to y'all got to write laws, put in effect, because you ain't just going out there and building no magnetic home without it first being in law first, and that's the trick. It's law. It's coded law to build, plaster your homes with this concrete. That's in the Bible too. So
now, one thing about it, man, you said that, and I was just thinking about it. Like, shout out to all the sisters that I know. Like, I know sisters that are in positions, all sorts of positions that we can never be in these positions. I shout out to Chef Sharon. Shout out to a lot of these sisters that be in these prominent positions. One sister in IFA and everything else, and it's just the times are so different. People don't know nothing. I ain't gonna say nobody names, but big sis is a straight judge, and she be at all the bambays and everything else, and I'd be like, oh shit. And it's just that double life because I never knew that side of her life. She was a judge.
oh
And then
man,
we got brothers that are governors and everything else in this stuff now. So now it's a different. Back in the day, we used to say don't be in politics, but now I'm looking at it like, nah, we know each other. You see what I'm saying? So say it again, bro. Say it again. Like you saying that we could just go to City Hall and do what? Say that whole thing again. Break it down. You can go to City Hall and request what?
so City Hall meet up.
City Hall meeting.
City Hall meets twice a month, and they to the citizens request of what to put in the city. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So all we got to do is simply tell them what we feel is the best for our health, what the best is for our living conditions, the best for our whole. This this is like when we talking magnetic homes, we talking about uh, something that correlate with the body, the functions of the body, oscillates the blood, oscillates the heart. We talking about cell growth. We talking about helps the body because the body is a magnet. We see that magnets heal. We see that crystals heal. So imagine living in a crystal home. See what I'm saying? It's promoting cell oscillation. Furthermore, it can't burn. It don't need tedious repair and so on and so forth that I mentioned earlier.
Like
So
Robbie said about the old school castles. They say you said before the Tartarian, but it was like the Tartarian with the word that they use for Tartarian castles. Them old, yeah. You ever heard of med beds?
who?
Med bed.
Uh,
So that's why I say none of this information we putting out is new. They've been talking about it for years. It's just every time, and I told you before, the man who fell from Earth was on the same type time. Somebody that came a consciousness that came above. He ain't too much different from us. But they were talking about the whole thing from Sirius to the Nomo to free energy and how he had to break it down and why they were trying to kill him because it would bankrupt all these different companies. And that's why they go back in time and try to kill different people and try to stop this information. But like you said, if people are voting for this and it's common information, they can't fight common information. They can only stop you from making it common information. You know what
right,
I'm saying? So yeah, no, man. And then going back to first line of defense. If you don't believe nothing else, we just said it protects our women from fibroid tumors. It protects our women from breast cancer. It protects our women from all these different things that you're under attack. You've been under attack. You're under attack. Like everything's a war. Like who do you think starting this war? Because the opposite of magnetism, the opposite of magnetism is what?
gravity.
Like negative, like some negative, something trying to push you away.
Gravity.
So if you don't want us to come together, magnetism means we come together or attract, like minds attract or something like that. Where in our opposite, you got disagreeables that want us and they keep throwing the monkey wrenches in there to cause these different things. And that's just the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? We got to be the ones that be the positive and negatives. You know what I'm saying? So
It's a no-brainer to build magnetic. Anybody I would have to sell that to or try to pitch that to, I damn near wouldn't even want to, do no liaisons with them. I mean, magnet, bro. It's called a magnetic field. It's called a magnetic terrain. Your bones is magnets. Your, your eyes is magnetic. Hair is magnetic antennas. Like, this is what they call melanin. Melanin is magnetic. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get to that melanin word too. So yeah, there it goes. It's there in our face. Everything about us and everything about the earth is magnetic. Carbon is magnetic. So carbonated beings, when we talking carbon, when we talking period, it's like it's a telltale sign. It's like, yo, why is we building with these man-made and this dead ass wood? It don't make no sense. What is we doing for real? When the earth has infinite elements to build with, you can go in cave caverns and you see whole cities of crystals. You know, like whole big ass, long ass 12-foot crystals. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and hey, it's about the wiring. It's about connecting with that ley line of the earth. So when we talking magnetic and we talking crystal homes, it really ain't even got to be on a grand scale of a crystal home. It's about the wire. So we could have a home that's simply like talking about, you know what I'm saying, with the clay and whatnot.
yeah.
You know,
They
something.
still look, I've been looking into it for a while. It still looks fly. Like people don't understand that what you're saying was prophesized. Everything you're saying was prophesized. Even if you think about the Crystal City, if you look at the Holy Tablets of Malachi's New York, he's always talking about the Crystal City and the Crystal City returning. If you look at the ancient scrolls of Sambo, they talk about the Crystal City returning in a foreign land. So no, I most definitely I understand that crystals like quartz produce electricity.
So
I forget the name of it, huh?
we shouldn't even have to try to convince nobody to put it. It's right in our face. It's like what's making this phone work, these work, it's right in our face. We the only
Well, I think that the reason we had these conversations, um, because most of the time you don't have, and especially when it comes to melanin people, we don't have no room to even having the conversation. Most shit is divide, distract. There's a lot of distractions out there. Bad, this, bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all sorts of weird shit going on. Not to mention this 3D reality of paying bills. keeping a job, fighting the system, trying to understand the energy of the law of attraction. Why we study chasing a dollar and can never catch it. You can't never catch a break. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the laws of attraction, overstanding the retrogrades, and why is the retrograde in this energetic field affecting me? Thank you, Dad. Affecting me and affecting you, affecting all of us. That magnetism. Why does the moon affect the water? In part, it affects our women even more than anybody because you're 85% water. So why is it affecting you if it's not magnetism and something going on in the energy field? And there's a lot going on in the energy field too. I can't really explain it, but on some science level, they're proving as of right now in these next couple of days, there's a lot going on. So I think we all need to like stay grounded, stay meditative, stay in positive vibrations. Just we're in a retrograde too. You into that type thing? Understanding with the retrograde and all that?
So yeah, I'm loving it, man. I've been waiting on this since 2016, but since before 2016. So, it's real symbolism that tie into this. When they was talking about being the end of the world and all that, we was coming into this spectrum of light then in 2012, and that spectrum of light is information. When that sunlight, that information. So came 2012, like people that have been on a spiritual journey for some time now. We heard of this thing called the Aquarius age, and we saw the woman, and she was the water barrier, and she was pouring what looked like water over the earth.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now. Those elements is rising. That female consciousness is rising. That's what that symbolism of. You see women that right now are waking up at an alarming rate. You see a full moon. You see the Aurora Borealis popping up more than ever now. The Aurora Borealis is showing her face in places she ain't never showed herself before. She in Chicago, Wisconsin. She in Gary. That's female consciousness. That's pure female. The Aurora Borealis is stand for talking magnetism. That's pure magnetism, and that is stand from beyond Antarctica. So we got the animals that migrate once a year. Don't nobody know where they go. We got magnetism that stand from beyond Antarctica. Then where them animals go? You follow the animals, shit, they follow the magnetism. The magnetism stand from beyond Antarctica. So it get real deep when you get to talking about magnetism and you get to talking about what we talking about, right? Because, it keep a smile on my face. Knowledge is real power. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. We got a lot
like you don't understand. I wake up every day and I know that I'm a trillionaire type shit. I know this because right now they were fighting in Ukraine and Russia and all this, and people don't understand they're fighting for what? They're fighting for rare earth minerals. They're fighting for that black pyramid that's in Ukraine. That black pyramid is a Shanghai pyramid in Ukraine. You there, guy? They're fighting for, like he said, those pyramids is in Antarctica and all these other mounds and everything else is around that are magnetic and sending off energy pulses. You ain't kicked yourself out, did you? Oh man. So hopefully, bro, come back in. But yeah, man, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. While we're waiting on him to come back, another good one that has produces energy is tourmaline. It produces energy. You can look this up. You can start your car with a piece of tourmaline. This is rubilated tourmaline. Black tourmaline produces energy as well. All tourmalines produce energy. This is something that they're fighting for in the Congo, tourmalines. So yeah, man, I think bruh might have kicked this stuff out the show, man. But we're gonna do this on a regular basis with bruh. What's that red stuff in the cup? Oh, some kind of fruit juice. The goddess was taking care of me. She said I was parched. She got me some fruit juice. I'm missing with the beet juice right now. That's actually real good. If we ain't doing something like that's what we should all be doing right now. Something that's really healthy. Like he said, it's a no-brainer. We should all be doing something that's healthy for our bodies. So yeah, beet juice is amazing. Peace and blessings to everybody in the tribe. The guy that said with some book recommendations. Spirituality Before Religions by Kabakamin. Big OG in the damn tribe. I mean, right now, outside of what book recommendations, the next couple of days is I'm not sure. It's just something spiritual. You can feel it in the air, like the energy wise. So just I don't know. Read the stars, read the sky, read the energy in the room, read the energy that you're feeling right now. Read your body, read how you feel. So like go outside, take your stones. He's talking about magnetic stones. Get your piece of hematite or a piece of whatever your stone is. Get you a stone and go meditate with it. Hold it. Stay grounded with it. Tap into it. Ask questions. So yeah, man, guys tapped out. I guess we going tomorrow. I'm supposed to go on with a real special guest. Hopefully that goes through. Bae says grape and lime juice. Well, thank you, Bae. But man, peace and blessings to the tribe, man. It's always a pleasure with y'all, man. If you liked it, please hit like to help me out. Subscribe, share, you know, all the good stuff. If you really want to check into our inventory, please hit us up. We always got some new inventory on our Instagram. I'm gonna be in Atlanta this weekend at the Ice Cream Fest. Hopefully I'll be in Atlanta with the team Timbuktu. And I'm gonna be sending and doing a live down there and giving them big shout outs with Rebel Divine and that whole Atlanta tribe and that crystal connection they got down there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. Tomorrow I'm supposed to have a real big guest. And like I said, I ain't the best at entertaining and doing the extracurricular shit, but we're gonna have some real cool hosts and they always gonna have something to give you and something you can benefit off the knowledge. Peace and blessings. I hope, you know what I'm saying, we all have a great night. Manifest well. I say.